entity. So an entity set, you have to remember the term, and what are attributes and types of attributes, and what are the keys used in representing relationships and relationships. Okay, so these are four are the very important terms in ER model: entity, entities or entity set, what are attributes or attributes and types of attributes, keys and relationships. We will discuss one by one slowly. And now see initially what is ER diagram. So just you compare what are explained, that content is available in our slide or not. What is the ER model? So entity relation model is, I told you know, high level conceptual data model diagram. Next, ER modeling helps you to analyze data requirements. Once you have the representation, graphical representation, then you can analyze your house, how it will be. Okay. So similarly, once you have a graphical representation and of database design, you can analyze what the database design, how it will be. Okay. So that is the second point. An entity relation model represents real world entities. So here what is entity? That we will discuss later, but before going to completing this definition, what is entity? Object means what? Definable thing. Okay, we are going to define something about that object. So that is called entity. Definable thing like a person, a place. In English we can say it as a nouns. Nouns, all the nouns are entities from English. Okay, real world entities and their relationship between them. This entity relation model represents the entities and their relationship between them. See, what is entity? A real world object which has characteristics and holds relationships in a database management systems. Example, I am giving student is an entity. Then all the students' data in the class is a entity set. One student data is an entity. Okay, one student is an entity. If I am combining all the 54 students from IT, it is data regarding all the 54 students, entity set.
Entity.
Yeah, entity set. Now, example for what is entity and entity set and relationship. So sorry, it's giving more times what is entity and what is entity set. So from this picture you can observe. Normally, I give an example. Best example for database management system is university database, because university database contains student, faculty, colleges, grades. All these tables are related to each other. So example, you can take student table. So student table is, we have the fields or attributes, student number, student name, and course. So date of joining. These four are the attributes of student. Okay, that means these four describes the properties or characteristics of a student. So here the characteristics of a student, we can call it as a attribute. Yes, entity means student. So we are defining student. What is student? He is going to college to pursue some degree. So that is called entity, definable thing. So you must remember object is nothing but, so here in the concept of ER diagram, entity means definable thing. So here you come down from the picture, entity, person, place, object, event or concept about which data is to be maintained. Example, car. We are defining what is a car, what is the purpose of car. Student, we are defining So where he is studying and what purpose he is studying. Okay. So definable thing. Entity means definable thing. Okay. So we are representing.
చెప్పానా పట్టుకొని కొట్టాలి వెనక పట్టుగా అని. ఇప్పుడు నీళ్ళు ఇరుక్కుంటే మా పియ్యే నేను వచ్చి అడుగుతాను. నువ్వు అంతరే అసలు మూసుకొని కూర్చో. నీకెందుకు మా ఏసీ?
So please mute while listening classes. 12:51. Mute. Okay. Because it is recorded, so no disturbance needed. Okay. So entities are representing in rectangles and attributes are representing ovals. The association between two entities we are going to represent in diamond. It is known as a relation. Okay. Association between the entities, one entity or many entities. Okay. So again we are going to discuss the types of relationships later class. Okay. Coming slides. So you understand what is entity here and what is attribute and what is a relation. From this picture, entity is car, student, and here attribute is student name, and another attribute is, if you take car, so many attributes: color of the car, model of the car, number of the car, which state registration. All these are attributes of the car. From the student point of view, student name, student number, student course, ID, all these are comes under attributes. And here we are representing car and person with relationship, because if we have a car, so there must be an association between car and me. If I have a car, if I have a bike, I will use bike. So there is a, we have to show the relationship. So this diamond is used to show the relationship between two entities. Okay. This you have to understand. If you understand this, the remaining slides are easy to understand. And now we are going to define what is ER diagram helps you. Okay. So what ER diagram helps you? So ER diagram displays so the relationships of entity set stored in database. In other words, we can say ER diagram help you to explain the logical structure of a database. In the beginning of the class, I told you, so logical view of the database, we can view the logical structure, a logical view of the house. Similarly, so why we need the logical view? Because the databases are updated every minute, every second. Example, you can take banking transaction every minute. Okay. So the banking software may be, they want to update, and every transaction they want to update in databases. So before designing the banking databases, they have to remember all these issues, and then they have to design the database. ER model allows you to draw database design. So we are going to represent like flowchart. It is a graphical representation of database management system. It is an easy to use graphical tool for modeling data. Widely we are using for database design. ER diagrams are using so many ways for designing databases, and it is a graphical user interface. It helps to identify the entities and the relationship between the entities. Now, so this is also very, very important. What are the components of ER diagram? So main components of ER diagram is entity, attributes, relationships. And maybe In entities, we have some other types of entities, and attributes, we have different types of attributes, and relationships also, we have different types of relationships. So we will discuss one by one. So now entities, and here we have to discuss weak entity, and attributes and types of attributes are key attribute, composite attribute, multi-valued attribute, and derived attribute. And relationships, one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. These are the types of relationships. Okay. So whenever you are going to read ER model, so you have to remember the three components: entities, attributes, and relationships. Again, the types of entity, weak entity, and types of attributes: key attribute, composite attribute, multi-valued attribute, and derived attribute. Okay. So you have to remember. And if I say relationships, means again you have to remember one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many relationships. So don't don't think just these types I will, before exam I will prepare and see. Just now you after class you try to write, so what sir told, and what are the types of attributes, and what are the types of relationships. So then you have to remember easily. Okay. Practice makes man's perfect always. Okay. So entity. So now we are going to define entity. Entity. So you people are telling object. What is object here? Object means it has a definable thing. So normally we will use entity ER diagram in software engineering also. And like this, we have so many concepts in software engineering. DFD, data flow diagrams. Okay, class diagrams, and so many sequence diagrams. All these diagrams are represented graphically, and we have some software available. Based on this software, we can design all these diagrams, and all these problems also we can define. Example, university database we can represent in ER diagram. Student database we are going to represent in ER diagram. That I will give examples slowly. So what is meant by entity and how they are going to represent in ER diagram? So entity is any object, person, class, concept, okay, or place. So this is called an entity, and it must be a definable thing. And this entity we are going to represent in the format of rectangle shape. Okay. So example, if you can take here, I given some organization, or you can take our college as a small organization. So principal is an entity. So office staff, individual persons, each and every person is an entity. You can combine all the office staff as an entity set. And the faculty again we are going to divide professors and programmers. So professors is a one entity set, programmers is an entity set. Each and every professor individually we can refer as an entity, and each and every programmer we can refer as an entity. All programmers we can refer as an entity set. Like that, if you go real world examples, so many examples we have. If you go to employees for LIC, organization, life insurance corporation, and there is so many divisions. All divisions, so they have their own staff members, and a group of staff members we call as entity set. Individual staff member we can say entity. So example, employee is an entity here, and department is an entity here, and here works for employee, works for department, here works for is a relationship between employee and department. Or you can take another example, student and college. Student, for what purpose he is going to college? Student goes to college, so daily he will goes to college, or student pursuing degree from college. So we can define relationship like anything. So this is an example. And weak entity, when we can say weak entity, so if I am going to depend on another entity, suppose a person always depends on another person, that person is called as a weak person. So now usually we can say those two are friends, but A never depends on others, but D always B always, A, B are two friends, but B always depends on A. That means without A he cannot do anything. But A, he can do anything without B. But here B is without A he cannot do anything. Now B is called weak entity. A is called strong entity or entity. Okay, because he cannot depend on any other person A, but B completely depending on B. Okay, see here what I given an example here. This is general example. Those who want to construct a house, to buy a house in a famous city like big cities, Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam or Hyderabad. So we will apply a loan for bank, and that loan, manager will approve. So this much amount you will get sanctioned, and this is the installment for you each and every month. So this loan depends upon installment. Once you pay installment, this loan will get, this loan amount will be reduced. Okay, so that's why always one entity, the installment entity depends on loan. Okay, so here installment entity we are representing in two rectangles. So whenever the entity representing in two rectangles, that entity is called as a weak entity. You understand what is entity and what is weak entity? Yes. Next, the important one is attribute. What is attribute? So here attribute is used to describe the property of an entity. Suppose I want to plan a dining table for my house. I want to plan to purchase a dining table. So this dining table, I am going to describe this dining table for 6 persons and very easy for sitting, and 6 chairs are needed for sitting because we are family. My family is 3 persons. If the guests are coming more than 3, then it is, we are describing like this. Okay, 6 persons dining table is needed, or some house we can see only 4 persons ability. So this dining table contains a glass, okay, and 4 stands and 4 legs. All this we are going to describe the characteristics of a some object or some entity, that is called attribute. Example, car, model of the car, specialty in car, and what is the maximum level of luxury in car. So people are thinking always about Rolls Royce car because too much luxury, and Benz cars. Okay, common people always think about Maruti Dzire. Okay, and even in Maruti Dzire also some luxury cars available, but for medium families, middle level families, always we are thinking about lower caste, and so many characteristics we can describe about a car. Okay, so example, you can take a student for your point of understanding. Here student is entity, and we are representing 4 in ovals or eclipse, or we can say circles also, and but you can write in the form of oval, so that is good. Attributes are representing in ovals. So we are going to represent ID and phone number, name, age are in 4 attributes. The student having ID, student having phone number, student know the age, and name of the student. Okay, so these 4 describes about student. These 4 we can say now attributes of the student. So again, in the previous slides we discussed about attributes and types of attributes. So the first one is key attribute. So how can you identify the key attribute in the picture? The same picture you can see below, ID with underline. Okay, so that underline, if there is an attribute with underline, so that attribute is called key attribute. So normally this key attribute is used to represent a table, and we are avoiding the redundancy of data, and we are relating one table with another table based on this key only. Okay, so you try to understand what is a key attribute here. The key attribute is used to represent the main characteristics of an entity. It represents primary key. The key attribute is represented by an ellipse with the text underlined. Okay, so that is called key attribute. And now composite attribute. So from the previous picture we can understand name. Name is attribute of student, and again name contains 3 parts. Then you can combine all these 3 parts, then only you can get complete name. So first name, middle name and last name. Combining first name, middle name and last name, it gives the name of the student. So here again we have 3 names, 3 subdivisions. We are combining 3 subdivisions, then we will get the complete name. An attribute that composed of many other attributes is known as composite attribute. Example: name, first name, middle name, last name. So similarly you can give another example also. If a person having multi-valued attribute, so that means a person having 2 phone numbers. So my father has 2 bikes, or somebody we can say I have 2 laptops, 2 mobiles. So how you are going to represent multi-valued attribute? Just you are going to represent multi-valued valued attribute in 2 ellipses. Okay, so weak entity, 2 rectangles. Multi-valued attribute is 2 ellipses. Example: phone number, or if you have 2 mobiles, you can draw 2 vowels, and if you have 2 laptops, laptop is an attribute of student. So you can represent 2 vowels. So this derived attribute is very, very important. So where you know about derived attribute? Derived class, child class, parent class. So we had these concepts in object-oriented programming. Inheritance concept. We are defining a class, and all the concepts of class are methods that we are deriving the variables and methods defined in the parent class, in child class. So this is known as the concept of inheritance. Okay, so here based on one attribute you can get another attribute. So that means based on one attribute, and we are going to define another concept. So that is known as derived attribute. An attribute that can be derived from other attribute is known as a derived attribute. Okay, understand? Example: how can we determine the person's age? So we can define the person's age only based on the date of birth. Okay, so how can, see, we represent in derived attribute in dashed ellipse. Okay, eclipse or dashed oval, we can say dashed oval. So here age, normally student is an entity, 4 attributes: name, date of birth, roll number, age. This age, why I given dotted, dashed oval? Because this age depends on birth date, date of birth. If I know date of birth, I can guess age easily. Okay, this is very, very important attribute, derived